Let's take a look at how to use the cube subclause in SQL. The cube is a subclause of the group by clause that allows for you to generate multiple grouping sets. The syntax to use the cube subclause will be the group by keyword, then you'd provide the cube keyword, and in brackets you'd place the columns that you'd want to be used for the grouping. Let's take a look at this in practice to get a better understanding as to how it will truly work and the results that it will return. So today we'll be looking at our vehicle table. So we'll execute this statement to see the records that are present. We have 8 records in this particular table in 4 columns. We'll be focusing on the make, model, and the cost column. In using the group by cube subclause, what this will allow for us to do is to group multiple different columns to get a specific grouping together. So let us write out our group by cube clause to see how the records will return. So our statement has the model column, the make column, and the sum of the cost, and we'll be returning that as the total cost. We're taking it from the vehicle table, and here is where we used the group by cube subclause. So we specified group by, then the cube keyword, and in brackets we are grouping by the model and the make. Remember, aggregated fields or aggregated columns will always be included in the result sets when utilizing group by without having to specify them. So we're going to execute and look at the records that it returned. And what we're seeing is it returned to us the model Accord and the make Honda, and it gave us a total. It did the same for the Civic and gave us a total, but as we're seeing here now, there is a null value present under the model, but for the make it returned Honda and it returned a total. So what does this mean? What it had done was grouped all the instances of Accords that have the same make as Honda, and it gave us the total. It did the same thing for Civic, where it looked for all instances of Civic that have the make of Honda, and it grouped that value together. Once there's no more unique values present for the model, then it will group everything by the make and return to us the total of those values. So we're going to re-execute the statement on the vehicle table to see how our group by cube subclause performed. So we're seeing where we have one Honda Accord and the cost is 50,000. So the group by did return 50,000, and for the Civic we had 3 distinct Civic vehicles. So the individual values were 28,000, 24,000, and 27,000. The total of all 3 would equal to 79,000. Now, the sum of all of the Hondas would amount to 129,000. So that would take into account the sum of all of the Accords and the sum of all of the Civics. So it did the same process for the models under Toyota, where it identified each model and provided to us the total. Then it grouped together all of the Toyotas and provided to us the total. Below, these records indicate the grouping specific for each of the individual models without the total, without the make grouping. Let's compare how the group by cube would look versus the group by statement without the cube subclause, just to see how the results differ. So we're going to execute both. And what we're seeing here for the group by statement, it only provided us with the individual groupings for each model. So it did not give us the total for Honda or the total for Toyota. It specifically grouped based off of the unique values of all two together. So this is just a quick look at how to use the group by cube subclause.